Behind Africa's freedom are names like Nelson Mandela and Sankara, but there are also heroes history books tried to erase. Today we uncover 12 African leaders who risked everything to change history, some paid with their lives, others left legacies still shaping our world. So we kickstart with Nelson Mandela of South Africa, where 27 years, he stayed 27 years behind bars and could have broken any man, but for Mandela, it built a global system of peace. Mandela emerged from prison not with revenge, but with forgiveness. He became South Africa's first democratically elected president in 1994, establishing the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to heal deep racial wounds.
Your tireless and heroic sacrifices have made it possible for me to be here today. I therefore place the remaining years of my life in your hands.
His leadership proved that freedom could be won without hatred. We go to Burkina Faso, we'll talk about Thomas Sankara, where he drove a Renault 5 instead of a Mercedes and renamed his country the Land of Upright People. At just 33, Sankara reshaped Burkina Faso, land reforms, human or women's rights, free vaccinations, and cutting government extravagance. Nicknamed Africa's Che Guevara, his radical vision ended with his assassination in 1987, but his dream of self-reliance still inspires Africa today. We go further to Amilcar Cabral of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, where he believed independence without culture was just another form of slavery. Cabral wasn't just a guerrilla fighter, he was a philosopher of liberation. He led the war against Portuguese colonial rule while teaching that true freedom meant education, pride, and identity. Though assassinated in 1987 or 1973, his vision sparked revolutions far beyond his homeland. We go to the Democratic Republic of Congo talking about Patrice Lumumba, where at Congo's independence he dared to tell Belgium, "We are no longer your monkeys," in quotes. Lumumba, Congo's first prime minister, fought for full control of Congo's vast mineral wealth. His uncompromising stance made him enemies with both at home and also abroad. Overthrown and assassinated in 1961 with foreign complicity, he became a martyr for African sovereignty. We go to Ruben Yobe of Cameroon, where for years just speaking his name was banned. Known as Podol, the spokesperson Yobe led Cameroon's fight against French rule through the UPC movement. His assassination in 1958 silenced his voice, but his dream of a free, united Cameroon still echoes across the nation. In East Africa, Dedan Kimathi of Kenya, with a leopard skin, a dress or headdress, and a rifle, he became the face of resistance. Kimathi commanded the Mwama Rebellion in the 1950s, fighting for Kenya's land and freedom against British settlers. He was captured and executed in 1957. His spirit still lives on, fueling Kenya's eventual independence. Today, he is honored as a fearless national hero in the East African nation. We talk about Bibi Titi Mohammed of Tanzania, where she was the first other woman who put thousands of others on the front line of independence. A fierce mobilizer, Bibi Titi rallied Tanzanian women into politics and independent movements alongside Julius Nyerere. Her coverage proved that women were not side characters in Africa's freedom, they were instead leaders. In Algeria, that is the north of Africa, where we talk about Ahmed Ben Bella. He spent years in prison and on exile, but he returned to lead Algeria to freedom. Ben Bella was one of the architects of Algeria's bloody war of independence against France. So after victory, he became the nation's first president in 1962, supporting Pan-Africanism and also liberation struggles worldwide. In Mozambique, we talk about Samora Machel, where from guerrilla fighter to president, he built a nation from the ashes of colonialism. Machel led Mozambique's fight against Portuguese rule, then governed as its first president in 1975. He championed African solidarity and socialist values until his tragic death in a 1986 plane crash. We go to Botswana. We talk about Seretse Khama. They called Botswana hopeless, but one man turned it into Africa's success story. Khama guided Botswana from poverty and independence in 1966 to one of Africa's most stable, prosperous nations. Through democracy, anti-corruption, and also smart diamond management, he built a model of good governance still admired today. We go to South Africa to talk about Steve Biko, where before Mandela there was Biko, the man who told black South Africans, "You are beautiful, you are enough." He was the founder of consciousness movement. Biko preached self-worth and resistance to apartheid psychological chains. Brutally killed in 1977, his slogan, "Black is beautiful," still echoes across movements for freedom and also equality. Still in Mozambique, Josina Machel, a woman who died at just 25 but left behind the fire of 1,000 revolutions. Josina Machel fought in Mozambique's liberation war, organized women in Frelimo, and also championed gender equality. She showed that independence meant not just freedom for colonialism, but also for women too. These 12 leaders, Nelson Mandela, Sankara, Lumumba, Biko, and many others, remind us that Africa's liberation was not the work of a few. It was built by men and women, young and old, who risked everything for dignity, justice, and as well freedom. So if these stories moved you, smash the like button, share this with friends, and subscribe for more untold African stories. You can also comment below which of these leaders inspires you the most and who else deserves recognition.